All right, so today we're going to be talking about multiplying polynomials. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about is what happens when you multiply a variable by another variable. So the same variable, because this is going to happen. Here's the mistake I always see students make. Okay, I see this a lot. That is wrong. Wrong. Okay. Remember, when you're multiplying by 2, it means you're basically adding that number to itself, right? But we are actually multiplying the number by itself. So what operation multiplies itself? That would be an exponent, right? And it's multiplying, or there's two x's there, so that would be like saying x squared. Okay? That's going to be the big thing you guys are going to need to keep track of today. Now, we're going to show you guys how to do the area model for doing this, and that could be a help to some. I'm going to show you just the distributive model first, so you guys can kind of see how this works and how the area model kind of makes it all tie together visually. Okay, so how this works. So I can kind of see like what this should equal right here, right? So let me rewrite this so you guys can see how they got that number from those two binomials, so groups of 2 there. How they got this expression from multiplying those. So you've seen a single number in front multiplying with a group, right? You use what you call the distributive property. You're going to do the same thing today, but since you are multiplying by 2 numbers, you're going to have to distribute twice. So this x is going to distribute to both terms in the parentheses there and create 2 new terms. And this 2 is going to distribute to both terms in the parentheses there and create 2 new terms. So when I multiply x and x, I get x squared, right? When I multiply x and 3, I get 3x. So plus 3x. When I multiply 2 and x, I get 2x. And then when I multiply 2 and 3, I get 6. Okay? Still not quite the same expression, right? I've got 4 terms here. That's because I've got 2 like terms here, the 3x and the 2x. Combine those, I get x squared plus 5x plus 6. Okay? So that's how the distributive property works. Let me show you this area model. So the area model pretty much has you do the same thing. You take your 2 expressions, so x plus 2. X goes in this long box here, and then the positive 2 would go in this box right here. And then I go to my other expression, and we're going to do that one vertically. X goes in this box, and then the 3 would go in that box. Okay? Now, all we're going to do, and you can barely see the 2. Sorry, I don't know why these are dark, but the others you just make your own, so it'll be easier. So now basically all we do is we just go through and multiply like this number by each of these 2 numbers below it. So x times x is going to be x squared. X times 2 is 2x. Okay, and then we do the same thing up here. 3 times x is 3x. And then 3 times 2 is 6. So that would turn into, when we combine all those, they're all positive, so they're all adding. It would just be x squared plus 2x plus 3x plus 6. Combine those, x squared plus 5x plus 6. Okay? Sometimes it helps students to visualize it this way. If you want to just do it this way, that also works. This is probably going to be the future, but for some students it helps to see the area model in action first. So in this video I'm going to use the area model just to kind of show you guys how this works. Let's start by doing this problem right here. So I have 2x plus 1 and x plus 2. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a box. So you got your big Going to make a bigger box for the square part and smaller box for the others. Okay. So I've got, let's do this equation first, 2x and then plus 1 right there. If it had been minus 1, this would be a negative 1 that I would put in there. Okay, and then I've got x plus 2 right there. So I go through and multiply x times 2x. Now, the 2 doesn't have anything to multiply with, so it just stays in front. But the x's would multiply together, and I would get 2x squared. Okay? And then x times 1 is just x. Now here I've got 2 times 2x. The 2 can multiply with the 2, making 4. So 4x, and then 2 times 1 is 2. So put this all together, I would get 2x squared plus 4x plus x plus 2. Combine those, I get 2x squared plus 5x plus 2. And that would be my answer. Okay, not too tough, right? Let's do another one that maybe has some subtraction in it. Oh, I kind of like that one. Let's look at this one right here. Okay. So, it wants you. They're making this a lot more complicated than it needs to be. I'm just going to do it like this. So let's go like this, like this. Okay. So we'll do negative x and negative 1, then x and 2. Okay, so now we go through and we multiply. So when I multiply x and negative x, it's going to become negative because one of them is negative, but I'm also going to get the square. So negative x squared. Then x times negative 1 is negative x. And then 2 times negative x would be negative 2x. And then 2 times negative 1 would be negative 2. Okay? So then, when I combine all those, I get, let's see, we'll go up here above and we would get negative x squared minus 2x minus x minus 2. Combine those, and I would get negative x squared minus 3x minus 2. Okay? And that's all you're doing for multiplying polynomials with using the area model.